Good day, everyone, and welcome to Obedient Family TV, the program now Hope Are Alive. Yes, Hope Day. For those people who believe, say, New Nigeria, they're very possible. Today, wherever obedience there and well-meaning Nigerians, we greet on a morning, afternoon, and evening, depending where on a day. We don't hear different things when we say they happen. Tinubu, portrayed by Nigerian Air Force as the late Tolulope Arotile's person. Now the one will be say, we they see where they go. How you feel? What did they mean to actually portray Tinubu to be this lady, the flying officer who lost her life in an accident? That one, make una check and make una see, and we they carry and come go talk about him. Then we get this soldier, correct soldier, will be say if they fight against Boko Haram, kidnapping, and all those things. This soldier working for the Nigerian army, who is now locked up for coming to say he wanted to travel and couldn't again because of transport fare. And he went back to the bush. Now, they have locked him up. We are going to talk about that. And other things will be say it concern the Nigerian economic challenges. All the protests going on everywhere across the country. It has started going from city to city, from Mina to Kanu, and spreading across Nigeria. They call it Tinubu's economic hardship protests. Not be only me go talk all these things for studio. I get divine and I get peace for studio.
Good afternoon and welcome to the show.
Hello everyone, welcome to the show.
So as we want to start today, make we dive straight into wetin carry us come out for here. How are you going to compare Tinubu, Bola Ahmed Tinubu that we know, to this late officer Tolulope Arotile? How do you compare them? That the Nigerian Air Force no get the fight, the jet where they carry go fight Boko Haram now to come back to begin the portray Tinubu. Waiting be their meaning myself for this very fine officer. This person that the youths are emulating right now, they want to be like her. They want to serve the Nigerian Air Force. Now they come carry Tinubu, come begin the portray. What they mean? Make I start with you, Divine. What do you think, say, this one, na lady, the officer, we know her, she's late. And I assume before we came to the studio, you told me how you wish to, to attend to her status, you understand?
Yeah.
And now, you said this morning they brought Tinubu into it, and you suddenly don't even wish to be like her. Tell me about it.
Tolulope Arotile was a very, very, worthy person while she was alive. She was somebody who the youth looked up to. Matter of fact, she was the first female that flew the aircraft for the Nigerian Navy.
Like the helicopter.
The helicopter for the Air Force, right? And she died at 24 years, which is very much sad. But I just think putting her, or rather photoshopping Tinubu into her picture is just... is very insultive to what she stood for, because she was a strong person. She was somebody who stood for the truth. And so I don't really know what they hope to achieve, to be very honest. This APC government just I really don't know what they aim to achieve, and I'm just watching. They watch the way all of us they watch. Okay,
before I come back to you, Peace, let me also say something very clearly, that just like Divine said, whatever is the objectives of the Air Force for portraying Tinubu, we seriously think that this is not actually the time. This is the time that we have war, kidnapping, and everything ravaging Nigeria, and the economic hardship. It's not the time, really. But whatever their intentions are, I really don't think this is the right time for them to start depicting or doing photoshops of something like this. Peace, coming to you now.
Yeah, when I tell people that Nigerian cruise, they go see how they lie, because many going through the story, I was just laughing. It's very comical, seriously, and it doesn't make sense. I think Tinubu should be sued for posthumous identity, because this thing he did now doesn't make sense, actually, to be sincere. Because what is he trying to portray? Is he trying to portray resilience or patriotism, or he's trying that they do something, whereas they do anything? I mean, they try abandon the insecurity where would they face, may brainwash people now, as in like make people they distracted or what? I don't understand. Or is it they try like remind the parents of this girl where died at the age of 24. It was a tragic loss, actually. Is it trying to remind them of the pain or the grief? Or we're saying they try portray, because the whole thing don't even make sense. I been don't finish to address the situation with the Nigeria now. They carry wait till they sweet and now to they carry dead people they portray as it don't make sense, because the whole thing in Nigeria now it's really funny. Like, it's really fun. This is what we call political necropolitics, because you're trying to bring an image of someone who has died sometime. Like, I don't understand. Now the question is that this person will die. Was she celebrated? Was she properly buried? Was she given the honor she ought to? Like, I don't understand, because I think they should really address this issue.
Okay, to make you understand, this late officer, Tolu, she died about 4 years ago, and her death has so much circumstantial, so to speak. But the point we are getting to in this very particular thing is, why is the Nigerian Air Force at this point in time where everywhere is screaming of hardship, where do they have to do a portrait of a young lady, a fine officer who Nigerian had embraced, who Nigerians either is it to make people forget about the hardship or the hunger that is in the land? Or do they want to take our talk away from the hardship that is on the ground? All of this is the questions begging for an answer. And for you, our viewers out there and obedience out there, please, we must not go outside of what is happening in Nigeria. We must stand our ground on the realities on ground, which has to deal with the hunger, the insecurity, and all the things that are happening going around. So, whatever are the intentions of the Army or the Air Force to have done this, they are the best people who are in the best position to explain. But we can make our comments at the comment section, like, share, so that other well-meaning Nigerians and obedience can lay their own part of the comments on this. So please do not hesitate to make your comment and tell us what you think about what the Nigerian Air Force has done. Whether, like Peace calls it, whether it's laundering the image of this very late officer Tolu, or different grammars where she used classify the thing. We go no, but give us your own opinion on what you think about what the Nigerian Army has done. Then the next thing we want to discuss also is this officer that lamented clearly, he was given a leave to travel. He went to the park and he said the transport fare to his village is 35,000. His salary is simply 70,000. And he imagined how much he's going to pay. He's going to exhaust his salary. His salary is not enough for the to and fro travel. And he lamented on this. Let's listen to him. But this fine officer now, they've said they have locked him up. Of what use? The question we want to ask is, why should the Nigerian Army lock up an officer for just saying the obvious truth and not... Let's take a listen to him first so that we understand what he said before he was actually locked up. Let's take a listen to that.
Nigeria may give me pass as I do 1 year from Edu today. Now they give me pass, make I go and go see my family. My way to as I come up for bush now I reach park. They tell me say from here to my town 35,000. Now I can calculate them. 35,000 going and come back, that is 70,000. And 50,000, now my salary where they pay me for this month. But me, I not get option again. No. I go back to bush.
A life of a Nigerian army who is fighting a battle in the forefront, who simply explained his inability to travel to his village because of the transport cost. And he went back to the bush to fight the enemies, the Boko Harams, the kidnappers, and all of these things. This man is said to be, the reports we got, is that this man is now behind bars for just saying the obvious. Just lamented and he's hit his family. And that's it. Is this giving the morale? I'm coming to you, Divine. Is this giving more morale to the soldiers who are on the forefront of fighting this fight against the enemies of Nigeria? Do you think that this will be an encouragement for them to go on? Or do you think that this will demoralize the people who are there, who cannot even earn more than their transport fare, not talk less of feeding their own families?
Well, first of all, remember when Tinubu was campaigning, how he went on about recruiting youths into the army. He talked about he's going to recruit youths, give them guns, all of that. And I'm thinking, is it with this salary you
that reminds me, he said agbado, give them agbado, corn, and the other things.
But that's not even what we're looking at now. It's the fact that you have intentions of bringing the youths into the army, but the ones you have, you're not paying them well. It's just very funny. And secondly, why is somebody's pain something you used to lock him up? He's just telling you that, oh, I went to the park, I wanted to visit my family, and from the looks of it, I won't be able to fend for myself or with the transport going and coming. But to just lock him up, we have unknown gunmen, we have kidnappers walking around the streets. Matter of fact, we have corrupt politicians that should be in that jail. But the Tinubu-led administration, they're worried about a soldier that was just talking about his inability to travel because of the meager income he's getting. And I just think it's very painful because we have more pressing issues than that. And secondly, we're in a democracy. We should be allowed to express ourselves. Plus, there are people sitting in the Senate, in the House of Senate, collecting millions as salary every month. But people that are actually safeguarding lives, properties, and all of that are taking 50,000 naira. Not minding the current inflation in things. What will 50,000 naira do for somebody, especially somebody who has a family?
Can't even buy a bag of rice. Exactly. Well, the point is, Tinubu is back from France after the said private visit, and looking at it from the perspective of what is now happening around the country, I heard they want to open up some interventions and maybe try to give everybody 20,000 naira again. I don't know if that is really how to run an economy too big like Nigeria, whether we are to be running the economy on palliatives. When people are actually talking about the hunger in the land and everything being expensive, is to relieve the policies that are there. If the borders are blocked where goods are to come in, you open them up. Yes. If there are taxes that is being hit on people who are importing goods, you lift it, you understand? They're talking about APC asking for the situation, how are they going to move on? We proffer solutions, and those solutions is for the people who say then they listen on a go here. Make on a go ask P2B in plan, in blueprint. Maybe you can go help on out. But what would they talk this time around be say, Tinubu don't come back. And all these things where they happen, the hunger, protest, and all other things where they now making address them. The deaths, the kidnapping where they go on, making address them. But peace. Yeah. Coming to this very thing, I know say your man they do muimu since about this very particular soldier where he's his inability to go to his village. Yeah. And the only thing where he talk, but he talk say this thing they pay you.
Yeah, they pay me because nothing again they funny for Nigeria. Even as I talk the first one safe, like body just they pay me, I know they laugh. So the thing there be say I they talk and I still they talk again be say the trouble and the problem with the Nigeria now with bad leadership. Nothing again. And now coming to the issue of the soldier where they go arrest. Why they go arrest them? To me, I feel like it's manipulative and potentially disrespectful on that part, because I don't see reason why they will go arrest the man. The man just come, they pour out in grievances. So
you not even pour grievances.
You just they talk, say I come back, oh, see money, oh, you no reach, oh, this one, oh, talk, make I kukuma go back to bush. Exactly. You get that kind of thing. So you know, be say if they speak against them or anything, but it's just the lament, just the, you know, person way they under pain. And Tinubu just they waka around, they fly to France, they do this. What I know is say posterity no go forget all this thing what they do, and what goes around comes around.
Well, I see the pain and anguish that is going on in Nigeria and all that. Well, obedience and well-meaning Nigerians everywhere, our own to carry the thing as the thing they come out. We'll carry them, enter, we'll tell on us, see how these things take day. And again, our own comrade Aisha, it talk this morning, get one program where they do. If you go in channel, go watch, some of the videos will be say it they drop, and the one will be say in talk this morning about Nigerian economic challenges and the way forward and the issues with the Nigerian constitutional right to protest at any time they wish to. You can always go to Comrade Aisha's timeline to watch all of this. But before we go put some of the sound bites where she put in about this Nigerian economic challenges and the protests going on everywhere and the right to protest by the citizens of Nigeria according to the constitution. Let's take a listen from Aisha. Please do not hesitate to like, give thumbs up as we go on so that other obedience will also know that Obedient Family TV is live and discussing.
On the issue of protest that is going on, I know I laughed and I wondered when it was written by the APC from the APC National Secretariat, and I wonder when they were doing protests in 2012, 2014, and all of 2014, 2015, were they instigating, or when protests were going on, were they the ones instigating? And by the way, protest is a constitutional right. The opposition parties do not need to go through anyone to go and do protest. They can sit down on their own, wake up in the morning. If they decide that every day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, they're going to be on the Nigerian streets protesting, they have a constitutional right to do that. And the suffering that we have today, nobody needs to tell anybody because everybody is feeling it. This is not a protest of empathy. This is not a protest of some people are being killed or something is happening, let's protest on their behalf. No, this is a protest of survival. It is the people who are feeling the pain that are coming out to protest. And I tell you something, nobody is going to tell anybody to come out. Nobody is going to do placard. Nobody is going to do t-shirt. People will feel the pains on their own and they will come out on their own to protest. So they better begin to think about what they're going to do. Excuses are like shoes. You always find the one that fits, and stop the excuses.
Well, you said the government needs to stop the excuses and then needs to, of course, get to work. The president has been away for, a few days, and he just got back yesterday. A lot of people are saying that it wasn't right for him to have traveled, especially when the country is going through a lot. And he hasn't even spoken to Nigerians, especially regarding the protests, the killings. But of course, one or two things are being put in place, especially with those who are close to the president. My question to you is this. With the current situation Nigeria finds itself, if you were the president, what are the things that you think should be done and should be put in place now?
So first of all, nobody risks to give anybody good governance. Nobody risks to feel the pain of the people. Nobody who has empathy is going to risk. If I was the president today, the first thing I'll tell you that the process that would have brought me in as the president would be extremely transparent. It would be a process that would be excellent. I will not in any way try to undermine the electoral process, try to rig election. I will let the result be. If I win, I win. If I don't win, I don't win. Having said that, the next thing also is, first of all, the first thing that I would have done is to speak to the people and let the people know exactly what is the current state of the economy as it is. The second thing, of course, is to ensure that I'm always listening, I'm always there. Third, crude oil theft has to be stopped. I would have stopped crude oil theft. Those that are stealing, anyone that is part of it, taken out. out of it in the way that they are retrenched. If I have a chief of naval staff that investigation has been implicated, that it's been reported that is part of a 170 million bribe scandal, he's not going to still be the naval chief. He's going to be replaced. If we're able to stop that crude oil, that will be something. Every leakage, corruption leakages around, all of these things whereby people are sharing billions of naira. You find out that they call it, what's this thing they call it, consultancy fee. Somebody is getting 700 million naira as consultancy fee to verify social register. That definitely is not going to happen under an Aisha Yesufu presidency. We are not going to have that. So lock up all of these things and begin to fight the insecurity. Go after the terrorists. Nothing like lip services, nothing like excuses. Every of our military, equip our military, ensure our military that they're getting the right allowances they are supposed to get. Their lives are insured. They know Nigeria have their back. They know, God forbid, if anything happens to them, we're going to take care of their family. They're going to put their all in defending Nigeria. They're going to be patriotic, because if we're able to take care of that terrorism, we're going to open up the economy to a very good extent. Right now, people can't go on the farm. I've been selling chicken feed since 2002. 2002. So this year will be my 22nd year of selling chicken feed, and I can tell you, I see now, when I was crying, people were insulting me. Now the Poultry Association of Nigeria is actually crying and said that 50% of their members have closed down their shops. So, and we don't have maize. We import maize into Nigeria. We import wheat. Make sure that the insecurity is taken care of. People are able to go to the farms and farm, put in a lot into agri. These are basic things. They are not rocket science. And most importantly, empathize with Nigerians. Show the people that you got their back, you care. Not just about you alone having siren and going on private visits and all of that. And most importantly, I would not be going anywhere for any medical care. I will stop any foreign trip or whatever. We need to sit down and fix our economy and ensure that we have a country that works for us, that is on the path of working. Like I said earlier, and most importantly, is not to put corrupt. I will never put corrupt people around in my government. People who are part of corruption in one way or the other will not be there. What we will have will be people with competence, character, capacity, people who are patriotic, people who have courage, people who are going to put Nigeria first, and for us to begin to move Nigeria. And in my presidency, I'm not going to work for me to be praised today, for some psychophants to be praising me. I'm going to work in such a way that 100 years from after I'm dead, there are people that will look back and say, thank God that Nigeria had a president called Aisha Yesufu.
Yeah, I don't know if you're running, well, as of today, you're not running for office.
No, I'm not.
No.
As of today, I'm not running for office because I love my time. I love my freedom. I love to wake up when I want to wake up, do what I want to do. That's why I've never worked for anyone. I've always done my own business. And so if I get to that place where I want to be accountable to the people, then I will run. Then when I do that, I will serve, because it is about service. It's not about going there to enjoy myself. If I want to enjoy myself, I should do it out of this. But one thing that I'm very categorical about, and I'm going to repeat it again now, Aisha Yesufu, by the grace of God, will never, ever work in anybody and take any appointment, whether be it minister or those SS, whatever they call it. No. The one that I can manage in serving the people will be an elected office, even if it's councillor. And if the people say, Aisha, we don't want you to be our councillor, I'll pack my bags and continue. I've always said this thing, I'm going to repeat it here. We need people with second jobs in politics. What we've done in Nigeria is that we've left politics for people who don't have any job other than politics. And when they get there, for them, it is a do or die affair, because they don't have anything out of politics. And it is from politics that we get people that are going to govern us. So we staying out of politics have been very foolish, and we all need to be part of it. And you don't need to run for office for you to be part of politics.
Yeah. I mean, probably a good time to, also ask, because I've seen that you did mention that Nigeria currently doesn't have a president, doesn't
Absolutely.
have, government. What would you say to those who are asking that you maybe give the government a little more time? I mean, it's only been in office for a couple of months. It's not like it's a magic wand that is going to, move, and then things will get better or things will look better. So would you give the government a little more time? Give them a year, give them 2 years or something.
So you asked me earlier, there was a question you asked me earlier, and we sort of like reflect to this, which is to say, what will you do now if you were president? And I think I reeled out a couple of things for you. There are a couple of things that don't need time. You understand? It's just like you saying we shouldn't have had this interview. Let's give each other more time. Would anybody be seeing this interview? Nobody would see it. So excuses, remember what I said, excuses are like shoes. You understand? Or me coming here, I'm not saying anything and telling you that give me more time. And then you say that, oh, Aisha, she did a brilliant interview because, she needs more time. There's nothing like that. It's about, first of all, doing the needful. When I say, first of all, for me, this government is illegitimate, and I have my reasons, and I've made our reasons categorically clear. In the case of how did you come into election, as far as I'm concerned, civilian coup and military coup, they are the same, and the world should see that as the same. Having said that, also is that when you now force yourself on the people and you're not doing anything, there's nothing like give full time. Are you going to give time to the people who have been killed? A father and his 6 daughters were abducted, and guess what? One was killed because he couldn't pay ransom. The one that was killed, we've had reports that her results from school came and she made the first class. Does she have time? No, she doesn't. A 13-year-old was killed because her parents couldn't pay ransom. We have 50-something people that have been, they were on their way to a wedding with the bride and everything, a wedding entourage. They were abducted. Some of the videos have started coming out. Are we talking about time? The people are dying. Are we talking about time there? Here we have. But when it comes to corruption, why is it that all the monies that have been looted, we saw what happened. Even the Minister of Interior, he's also indicted in it. His own company got about 700 and something million naira to do verification of a register, consultancy fee. But what time are you looking? Why didn't they give themselves time to not do all of those things? He comes out today to tell us that, oh, he's not a director. According to the law, he removed himself as a director, but he's still the highest shareholder. I'm a business person. Removing yourself as signatory and as director doesn't mean anything. The company still belongs to you and your wife, and you got over 700 million naira consultancy fee over register. How many people were given were the jobs made public? You had about 3 billion naira that was shared with less than 10 people, shared all of these things. Did they take time to do that? When they were going to Dubai with over 1,000 entourage, did they take time not to spend public funds? Why is it that when public funds is being wasted, no time is taken? But when it comes to giving good governance to the people, then we begin to talk about time. People are dying, and they don't have time anymore. You and I can have time because we can afford 3 square meters. But I can tell you, there are a lot of people who can't afford 3 square meters. We should be thinking about them, not about ourselves.
All right. I mean, due to time, we'd like to carry on this conversation. But let me just drop one last question for you. My question to you simply is, the kidnapping seems to be the order of the day. We've seen what's going on as well in terms of the cost of living. A bag of rice going for 70,000 naira and the likes. Do you foresee a way out of this, especially with the plans being put in place by the current administration? Do you foresee a way out of it?
Well, I don't know of any plans being put in place according to whatever this illegitimate government that we have, but definitely there's always a way out of it. The reason why the kidnappings have increased is because, one, we have given enabling environment for the government to continue, for Nigerian government to continue to abdicate its responsibilities, and of course this illegitimate one came in and continued with the abdication of responsibility. We've also given enabling environment for the perpetrators, the terrorists, the kidnappers, to continue to be more emboldened and come after us. I remember some years ago, the terrorists even dared that they were going to kidnap a sitting president who was a former general, and yet the whole Nigeria security agencies, military, and everything were not deployed to go after them. So if they can threaten a sitting president and nothing will be done. I remember when Kankara boys were abducted, and it was the same day that the then president had gone into Katsina, and is some hundred of kilometers away from his village. And for me, and I kept shouting, I said, for the fact that a whole Nigerian president, the commander-in-chief, the CNC, was going back to his village, these people were not scared of and aborting that mission, means that they do not have any respect for our security agencies and our military. And they abducted those children. They worked with them for days, and you know, at the end of the day, we weren't the ones that were actually able to rescue them. So we've given them enough room for them to be more emboldened every day. But if you ask me that, is there a way out? Absolutely yes. Nigeria has the capacity to do that. Our military, for me, I believe in our military. I believe in the men and women that we have. The leadership might not be what it's supposed to be, but they are there. They are yearning to go after these people. But we've heard reports from them. We so sat down to imagine, how come is it that the military aren't giving them money that we take them, or even have the transportation system to take them back to their families and take them back home. So yes, we have it, but the political will is what we do not have. And the question we should all be asking, who is benefiting from all of this terrorism? Who is benefiting from all of this kidnapping? Who is it? A conduit pipe for some people? Is it opportunity for some people to make money? Is it only the terrorists and the bull? Is there connivance somewhere between security agencies, political class, you know, some citizens, whatever it is? We need to settle that puzzle, because if we put our minds to it as Nigerians, as a nation that we are, we can take care of this problem. It's not bigger than us. But hey, we've not done anything. And right now, I've been asking for several years, who is taking care of our forests? We are being encircled, and nothing seems to be done about it. All that some people seem to care about is looting and how they can get more monies.